and into the pit lane. That is qualifying complete, everybody, and it is Pepe's in the second slowest car on the grid, taking pole position here. The brand new circuit, the Madrid. Down into towards turn 1, the lights build up to 5 then, everybody. Round 2 of Extinguished Motorsports here at the Madrid circuit. Pepe's on pole, who gets away well, very little wheel spin, but from a reduced grid place there. Static Lazy is already trying to get into P2, which he has done, putting the pressure on Dom Pedruta, who we thought would be going for the lead on the start. He's not been able to here. He's got a hass now of Andrew Pittsmith, who's trying to get his way through as well. Slotting in behind, though, to claim that slipstream down towards the chicane. It is Dom Pedruta who clears it around the outside once again, back in front into P2, back where he started, but millimetres away from the wall, having to brake, and that just, fortunately, ruin his exit line. Static Lazy now will get the chance to fight back, but not able to at the moment. A very clean start from the drivers there. Pepe gets away really well in that Cadillac, out in front by half a second already then over Dom Pedruta, who's been battling and scrapping from the guys behind. He did lose a place on the race start, but managed to take it back again off of Static Lazy. Andrew Pittsmith is in 4, Tom Giota 5, 6 Formula Fox, Lee Q 7, Davey 8, Simedge up to 9th on the start, Perceivable 10, Stray Dog 11. It is Spectic Magnus Mad Max, gets up to 12. Rager down in 13th place, unfortunately, dropping back quite a few places on the Grand Prix start today, and trying to keep himself above the water with Mad Max now. He's putting the pressure and goes wide, the Ferrari. Round the outside goes the Audi. Now he goes into P11, the man that started from the back, up 2 places since lap 1. Now on the second lap and soon to round it off. Pepe still as your race leader towards the line. Why Static Lazy's been able to catch up now, as he is going to activate his battery and the overtake mode here. Will give him a slight advantage over the Aston Martin. Waits behind now as he lifts and coasts on purpose, but he keeps himself right on the tail, right on the gearbox of Dom Pedruta. This is nowhere near over yet. Static Lazy putting that crucial pressure and mounting it on top of Dom Pedruta here. The top 3 all within a few tenths of a second. Andrew Pittsmith as well. Do not count him out. He's only 7/10 of a second behind Static Lazy here. Lee Q's a little bit further behind here, with the top 4 running away with this Grand Prix so far. Only 3 of them can take podium places. One of them's going to have to be left out, as they're all pretty much around the same amount of time. And this is for the lead. Dom Pedruta, for the first time today, is challenging the race leader. They go side by side into the chicane. It is the Aston Martin who goes over the chicane, but leads the race. And surely he's going to have to give that back. He got a 3-second time penalty. He is going to give it back as he cut the chicane. He did take the place, but he's giving it back now. Pepe's now back again in front. That's going to give him a bit of an advantage. The Cadillac's going to try and run away. However, the Aston Martin is going to turn those burners on once more. The battery being burned. And burning again. This is a bad decision for the Aston Martin, who will run out of battery now. He's only got 30% as opposed to the Cadillac 60. Yeah, the Aston Martin does get through, but he won't be for long. Pepe's has got a lot more than him. When we get to a straight, you're going to notice it. You really are. The Aston Martin's so close to the wall there, but Dom Pedruta is still leading this race. However, he does have a 3-second time penalty after cutting the corner only a few moments ago. And now yellow flag showing up in that middle sector, and it's looking like an Alpine who's gone around. It is an Alpine who's gone around into the wall, and it's a lot of wing damage and a lot of debris. And that is a virtual safety car, everybody. Pepe's out in front, leading under a VSC then for the first time today. David with a 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane, but it is a VSC, not a full safety car here, so the drivers have to reduce their speeds to about 30% of normal racing speeds. But there's no actual safety car on the track. The drivers have to slow down here. Stray Dog retires from the session, then he's out tonight. And that leaves us with 12 more racing drivers here in Extinguished Motorsports. Well, the moment we've all been waiting for. Andrew Pittsmith, gets away well, and the safety car goes away. Green lights all around, and the battery gets used already this early on down the main straight for the leading driver, who is doing what he can now to lead still through this first lap, and he is doing a very good job of it so far. Pepe 2nd place, then holding on very well. Dom Pedruta in the Aston Martin as well, not doing too bad either. The top 3, all within a few tenths of a second here. still apparently says safety car on the top left as well, which I can assure you is absolutely not correct. Safety car has gone away, and the top three and everybody here are all battling away. Pepe's in the Cadillac, looking the favourite for the win here, looking very close on the backside of the leader at the moment. Look for the outside, not enough room, then tries it again. As he does deploy the battery this time, you can see both cars bottoming out then as the sparks are flying from the rear end. You cannot pinpoint who's going to come out in front here. The car, oh, there's a car gone around at the back. I'm not too sure. I think it was Pepe's. It was in the Cadillac, the man that's been second place for so long in tonight's race. The back end gets around, and it is Pepe's down in 10th position now, second to the bottom. Completely out of the battle. Andrew Pittsmith can have a bit of a breather now. The man that's been pushing on him all afternoon long now spins his car around and finds himself down in P10. He's got another bit of another problem now, really. Mad Max on the backside. Both Audis catching up. Gained 8 seconds over Andrew Pittsmith behind to go ahead and very soon take the win here at the brand new Madrid circuit. Blue flags being shown to the Alpine and his teammate. As we'll get closer to his teammate here and in the ghosted mode and go straight through. But a great race from the Alpine. 8.5 seconds the gap and still gaining on the 29th lap. It's been perfectly executed. Nobody expected him to be anywhere near the top, but even with a time penalty, he still is going to go ahead and do it on the track. Static Lazy across the line. He will win the Spanish Grand Prix for the first time racing here in Extinguished Motorsports. Andrew Pittsmith for second place, 9 seconds down the road, and of course with a time penalty that gets reduced to 2.9. And Mad Max, the final spots on the podium in the Audi, third place, 8.9 seconds then to Andrew Pittsmith. Lee Q takes 4, Pepe's 5. Formula Fox will take 6 then with Percival in 7 when he gets there. Davies already finished now in 9th.